Next. All right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, we are going to talk about the Tesla pricing. I'm going to give you the tools because there's been a lot of price changes in the most recent years. A lot of Tesla prices for their Model 3, Model Y, S, and X have gone up and gone down, kind of like stocks almost at this point. And so I'll give you another chart that we just found that kind of gives you a visualizations, and we'll talk about some of my predictions over the next few months on what pricing will actually be for the Model 3, the Model Y, S, and X. And if you are new here, you'll know that we talk about pricing of Tesla predictions all the time, but if you've been on the channel, you know we talk about this pretty much every single video. But if you've got a prediction, definitely drop it in the comments or even the live stream chat. So we're going to talk about, but before we do that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there that has links to all the credit unions and banks that have interest rates lower than Tesla financing for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And shout out to our latest Patreon members. Thank you for supporting and thank you for joining. We got AJ, Joshi, thank you for supporting. If you want to check it out, Patreon link down below in the description. If you want to support, Patreon link, down below in the description. But yeah, let us jump into this. So if you didn't know, if you're just new to buying a Tesla, pricing for Tesla model vehicles, Model 3, Model Y, S, and X fluctuate like crazy. I found this post on Reddit, and so I wanted to show it to you all because it's pretty interesting to kind of take a look at it this way. This, of course, is a visual graph that shows the prices of all the previous vehicles or the previous vehicles and all their previous pricing throughout the past few years. You can see starting from 2019, because before 2019, there really wasn't the Model 3 and the Model Y. And so, of course, those are newer prices coming out of the gate from there. But you can see this is the price trend analysis for each Tesla baseline model over time. So we've got the green line right here, which is the Model X, which started, I guess, at $100,000, went all the way down to about $80,000, and then went all the way up to $120,000, and now it's in this like $98,000 range from there. Basically the same idea for the Model S, and then down here all the way at the bottom, we've got these purple line for the Model 3, which kind of has fluctuated up and down throughout the past few years. But of course, if you are a follower of the channel, you know that we have access to the Tesla price history tracker that's on an Excel sheet. And you can see kind of all the data numbers for what the prices have actually started at throughout all the different price time frames. And right now, the Model Y is almost at the lowest price. If we're talking Model Y long range specifically, it's almost at the lowest price that it's ever been at ever, especially if you factor in the $7,500 federal tax credit that only the Model Y gets in full. Of course, the Model 3 Performance gets the Model 7,500 tax credits as well, but the Model Y in all single trims, and the Model Y standard range, the long range, and the Performance all qualify for the massive 7,500 federal tax credit. And I feel like not a lot of people know how massive that actually is, how big that is, because you basically, as long as you qualify as an individual yourself, and if you're confused on that, there's plenty of videos on this channel that explains through the tax credit and how you can actually qualify for the full thing. But as long as you qualify for the full 7,500 federal tax credit for buying an electric vehicle, buying a Tesla, you basically get an added 7,500 on your tax refund when you file for your taxes next year after buying the Tesla Model Y this year. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff, a pretty cool infographic where you can see all the different price changes changes up and down. I thought this one was pretty funny down here from Xbox Live user. A quote, "I buy my cars like I buy my stocks at the peak so I can suffer." June of 2022. And of course, that was he's referencing, or they're referencing, in June of 2022, the Tesla Model Y long range was at the most expensive price it has ever been in a while. It was at $65,990, because right now the price of a Tesla Model Y is $50,490, almost $15,000 less than the peak of what it was. But you know, the current price of the Tesla Model Y is actually not been at its lowest it's ever been right now. The lowest price of the Tesla Model Y was actually $48,990. So there certainly could be some room to go lower. I don't think Tesla's going to do that anytime soon, because right now the Tesla Model Y is probably the hottest Tesla vehicle out there in current comparison with inventory versus all the other ones. And we can see here on Matt Jung's inventory chart, Tesla Model Y inventory is pretty low. We certainly had a spike in inventory yesterday or last night, and now we are at over 200 vehicles posted on inventory sites across Tesla.com across the United States. And there are some various discounted Tesla Model Ys as well, demo discounts. And so I certainly feel like the Tesla Model Y is not going to get any sort of price discount in the near future until all of these orders start to run out. But, you know, it could go lower at the end, especially with all these price efficiencies that Tesla keeps, or production efficiencies that Tesla keeps talking about. And also the production ramp for the Tesla Model Y keeps getting more and more, especially at the Giga Austin factory. They just celebrated 5,000 Tesla Model Ys produced in a week. But jumping to the Model 3, I certainly have been talking for a while that the Model 3 long range or the Model 3 standard range could get a price decrease, especially because it lost the $7,500 tax credit. And the lowest price of a Model 3 standard range, like the current price right now is $40,240, but the lowest price that a Model 3 standard range has ever been in at least the past few years has been $36,990 in February of 2021. So, you know, do I certainly feel like Tesla could go back down to that range? Could be possible. But right now they're at about a $3,000 difference or $2,000 difference from that price. And so Tesla could introduce some sort of incentives to get to that point. I'm predicting like a interest rate adjustment for the Model 3 only, not the Model Y, because right now the Model S and the X have a lower interest rate of 3.39%. And so I could easily see the Model 3 getting some sort of an adjustment as well to try incentivize to especially get these vehicles out of inventory, because right now Tesla Model 3 is at very, very, very high levels compared to the other models, especially, well, I guess the Model X is also pretty high as well, or even higher than that. But right now the Model 3 has very high inventory. So I certainly feel like I could see some sort of incentives or some sort of promotions in the near future, especially in the next month, because June is the last month of the quarter. And that's when Tesla pulls out all the different stops and incentives at the end of the day to try and pull and sell inventory. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me. You can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best financing rate, including credit unions and banks on that list that all have interest rates lower than Tesla's financing, lower than this posted rate right here on the screen through Tesla at 5.59%, some even as low as 3.74% down to 2.99%. And most people, actually everyone, qualifies for the 3.74%. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And as an added benefit, I do respond to all Patreon DMs or direct messages at a certain level. So if you want to sign up and ask me a question about anything about buying a Tesla, you can definitely do that very, very easy. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. Water break.